everybody, it's Jenny again coming to you live from my kitchen. Tonight we're gonna make a camp-inspired dinner. Now normally we would make these at a campfire, but I don't have a campfire ring here, sadly, so we're gonna do it in my oven instead. These are pretty simple and you can customize it for each person in your family based on what you like. And it's some pretty simple ingredients that you might already have at home, which is great considering the time we're in. You might know these as foil packet meals, and a lot of times we use raw ground beef, potatoes, onions, and some other vegetables. I don't have any raw ground beef, and one of my favorite things to do when I go camping actually is to use some pre-cooked turkey. That way I don't have to worry about whether or not my meat has been cooked all the way through. So that's what I'm gonna use tonight. I don't have any potatoes either, sadly, so I'm just gonna use veggies instead. Now the potatoes, you have to make it cook a little bit longer so that you make sure that they are tender all the way through. But I'm gonna use my favorite zucchini, yellow squash, and onion in mine. I also really like to add mushrooms, but I don't have any here tonight. And then you're also gonna need some butter or a little bit of oil to put inside the packet as well, so things don't stick to the foil. Make sure everything's washed and ready to go. Turn my oven on and then get chopping. Here we go. Hands are washed, time to get going. This is going to be delicious. Now that everything is chopped up, we're ready to put everything into our packet. If I was using mushrooms, I would make sure to wash those really good too, but I'm ready, so I'm going to grab my piece of foil. Put it right here. Make sure it's a decent size. You probably want almost a foot of foil. For those of you who would rather not use foil, you could also do this in a baking pan. I sometimes also just saute this up in a pan as well. It tastes really good that way too. Tonight I'm just going to bake it in the oven as though it were a campfire. I'm deciding I'm going to use my olive oil spray rather than butter because I think it's a little bit easier. You can do butter, and what you would do is just put a couple pieces of butter on here now, and I'm just going to spray this though. That way everything doesn't stick to the foil. I'm going to start by putting some meat in here. I'm going to put in, I don't know, a couple handfuls of this. Maybe a little more. And that's probably enough for me. Now I'm gonna take my veggies. I really like onion, but I have to remember this seems to have a lot in it anyway. So I'm gonna put my onion in here. It's probably more than enough. Now I'm gonna add my summer squash. And lastly, zucchini. And that's it. This is going to be a pretty big packet already. Now don't forget to season it too. I like to add garlic on everything. So I'm going to do a little garlic. And then simple enough, just some salt and pepper to go on it as well. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Now to roll this up, you want to make sure that you don't lose any of the juices. So what I like to do is kind of make, well, how would I call this? I'll fold it in half and then roll up the ends. You'll see. I'm going to start with one end, the other end. So fold it in half. And I'm going to kind of fold that down just a couple times. 1, 2 times. So I know it's sealed at the top. And then I'm going to take my ends and kind of fold them in like into a triangle. And then roll that once, twice. I'm going to do 3 times on the end. Up, look, it's starting to come apart. So I have to make sure that it's folded down. And again, on this end, I'm going to make a triangle, fold in, so it's like that. 1, 2. Okay, now it's ready to go in the oven. This is going to bake enough until the zucchini's done. I'm going to guess it's going to take probably about 15 minutes or so because this is pretty well cooked already. If you have potatoes or beef, it might take longer, but it's good to just check every so often. The easiest way to check is to take that little tap and just kind of open it a little bit and always roll it back down. Or if you use some tongs, see if your potatoes are done. So here it goes into the oven. Let's see how it is in just a little bit. I think the hardest part is waiting while it cooks. So in the meantime, let's have a dance party. Whew, all right, I got a few extra steps in there while I was waiting on dinner even. So much fun, dance party. I'm gonna check on dinner though here in just a second. Okay, mine took a little longer tonight at 350. You could bump up the temperature or just let it go a little bit longer. Mine took more like 25 minutes tonight. So if you have raw meat, you wanna make sure you have plenty of time, and potatoes as well. But it's time to take it out of the oven. Let's go. Now you could eat it straight out of the packet if you want, or you could put it in a bowl. Mine's nice and steamy. So I open this up, oh, I hear that steam. Oh yeah. Ooh, this looks good. It's gonna be a delicious dinner. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes till it cools off and then enjoy. Have a great dinner, and I'll see you next time. Remember, again, if you love these videos, like, share, comment on them, and let me know what you want to see. All right, see you soon.